I'm so glad that you came in today. I'm Carolyn Meyer. And tell me, you are?
I'm Sheila.
You're Sheila.
I'm Tim.
And you're Tim. Okay. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. And tell me how you found our... Oh, okay. Are you doing okay, Sheila? Okay. I'm going to just ask you right away what you're thinking.
She asked you.
I'm just not a very happy person right now.
Okay.
Yeah. He thinks that our daughter, our only child, needs to go to college, and she's known for a long, long time that she needs to get married, and that she's going to get married.
How old is your daughter?
She is 19. Yeah.
19 years old. All right.
She graduated from high school.
Okay. Well, now that you've told me a little bit, let's just go back a little bit and to say that I'm glad that you came into our agency, and we're going to see what we can do today. And I can sense that you're thinking some not pleasant thoughts right now, possibly. Could you maybe... Excuse me.
جينا من شانك.
لا أنا ما بدي ما بريد هيك أبدا ما بدي أبدا.
Excuse me. I think I told you that I'm a licensed counselor, and part of what I read about your history is that you both are from Lebanon.
Yes, we are. Mm-hmm.
And
we're Lebanese.
You're Lebanese. Can you
yes.
tell me?
But we have American citizenship. We got our American citizenship.
You did.
We were born here.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I want her to understand. يعني خليها تفهم إنه نحن أمريكان مش لبنانيين.
كلم معها بالإنجليزي.
Let me ask a question. Since I don't speak the language that you're speaking,
Arabic.
It's Arabic, okay? Could we agree possibly to speak English in here?
Sure.
Would that be okay?
Yeah, no problem.
No problem? Okay. And do you both speak Arabic mostly to one another?
It's mixed. Most of the time English, probably.
Most of the time English.
But you know, Arabic is a love language. You know, Khalil Gibran, the poet, he's Lebanese.
Okay.
And he wrote the best love poetry in the world.
Okay.
So when we really want to express, you know, like love,
okay,
we speak in Arabic.
What about if you want to express anger?
Try not to get angry.
Try not to get angry. Okay. Sheila, what do you think about that?
I'm a gazoo.
She asked you to speak in English.
He's lying.
He's lying. Oh, all
Yes.
right. Tell me more about what he's lying about.
Well, he just lies all the time. I mean, he's lying right now to say he never gets angry.
I did not say never. I said I try not to get angry.
You said you don't get angry.
No, I said I try.
You're just like your mother. Not only is she living with us and I have to take care of her, but you say, oh no, you know, I'm always nice. I don't get angry.
I did not say that.
Well, I am so glad that I'm getting to know you and how you all communicate. Let me ask you a question. How long have you been married?
20 years?
30.
30 years. How did you meet? Tell me how you met.
I guess when our parents, our mothers...
In English, please.
I guess when our mothers looking for spouses for us. And
so did you had an arranged marriage, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you have an understanding between families.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
That helps
and
me.
that's what I want to do. I mean, we've had this young man picked out. We have had this young man picked out. The family has agreed on it. He's a doctor. He can take care of her, whatever car she wants, anything she wants, she will have. But no, you know.
But that's what you want to do.
She has always known that this is expected of her, that she is going to get married, and that he's a fine young man from a good family.
I would want her to get married too, but I think it's important that we consider her rather than what we want.
And let me break in here for a minute, and I think that we had talked about earlier on, before, right when you got here, about sort of contracting about how we were going to talk in here. And I'm sensing that you're thinking one thing and you're thinking another thing. Would that be a correct statement about your daughter? Okay. I would like to start with you on what are you thinking is best for your daughter?
I think what would be best is for her to make decisions about her future.
Okay.
If she wants to go to college, I say go to college.
Yani sahit Amerikan
and in English, what are you thinking?
So, all of a sudden, she's now American.
Oh.
But if she wants to go to college, I would support her in that.
You support her in everything.
And I support you, too. But if she wants to go to college, that's fine. She can marry this doctor when she graduates from college, if that's what she wants.
So Sheila, tell me, Tim has shared with us what he's thinking. Could you share what you're thinking about your daughter?
She goes to college and then what?
She gets an education.
Yeah, but how old will she be when she gets out and finishes?
If she starts at 19, she's going to get out at 23.
Well, and by 25, you think this guy's going to be waiting around for her anymore? He's not going to wait around for her anymore.
Well,
she's going to be 25, she'll be an old maid, she'll never get married.
And
but she'll meet people in college.
Both of you have very interesting viewpoints, and it looks like that you're on a different spectrum. That you are thinking this, and you're thinking this. So let me back up a little bit and ask you, do you generally speak to each other like you're speaking to each other now? How is your relationship when you are discussing things generally?
It's usually not good because she's got her mind made up and nothing's going to change that.
Okay.
You can't bring up anything other than what she's made her mind up on.
Sheila, what do you think about that?
Well, again, he's just overgeneralizing and just focusing on what's negative about me, and he doesn't realize that I want what's best for our daughter, and I know what's best for our daughter, and we've had this arrangement. Both of us agreed on this man. We both agreed on this. The families have agreed on it. What's the family going to think of us, not just me, of both of us, and of our daughter? If we back out, this arrangement's been on. We've had this arrangement for years. What are they going to think of us if we just all of a sudden just throw it all away? What's going to happen?
What they think of us?
Well, that presents a very interesting problem here. Sheila, could you tell me where your basic beliefs come from about your daughter in marriage and how that
from my parents. Where else are you supposed to get your beliefs from? From your family, from your parents.
So that's where, and I sense that this is a very
and our church. I mean, we're Greek Orthodox, and it's very important.
Okay.
The church is very important. The church says that you need to get married and that the family needs to be supportive. I mean, the church says that, and it says it in the Bible too.
So Tim, let me ask you a question. When your wife seems to be fairly upset about this, can you tell me what you're thinking.
I don't disagree. I think that marriage is important, but I don't think she has to get married at 19. I mean, if she got married at 22, at 23, she's still married.
Okay.
Do you think she's going to want to get married after she gets this education, and then all of a sudden she's going to get this education and she's just going to think she's Miss Career Woman or something?
What?
And then what?
Don't you want her to be happy?
Now that's it.
Of course I want her to be happy.
Okay, then let
But
her make
who
the decision.
knows best, besides her parents, as to what's going to make her happy? We do. We're the ones that know what's best to make her happy.
I'm going to enter in for a moment and give some feedback. That's okay.
Oh yeah.
Sounds
we're
like
paying money for this. We might as well get our money's worth.
well, that's a good point. It sounds to me, after looking at the paperwork that you filled out, that you are second generation Lebanese, and I'm wondering how much your culture of being from Lebanon still plays into living here in America, and how much that plays into you living in America. Which one of you has maybe acclimated the most into this culture? Can you tell me what you think about that?
Well, I mean, she's acting like she is in Lebanon, never left. We're Americans.
Okay, that's very helpful. And
We have Lebanese culture, but we're also American. Our daughter's American.
And she.
Well, it's very interesting to me that you're saying we're American, but you think the man is the head of the household. You think that's American? That's not American. That's Lebanese. And
No,
you
it's
think
not-
you're right
it's
all
not
the time.
Lebanese. That's from the church.
So when you're at home, describe to me what the behavior is at home.
Our daughter's behavior?
Your behavior.
Our behavior.
What lately has been your behavior at home?
Well, I mean, I come home and she's starting arguments and everything. Your home's supposed to be where you can come home, rest, and relax. That's not happening.
So you get to rest and relax when you get home, but I can't rest and relax when I get home because
No, you can't rest and relax because you're so busy arguing with me.
no. I'm so busy taking care of your mother and taking care of you.
How you taking care of me? You're not cooking for me? You make me sleep on the couch? How you taking care of me?
This is very helpful information. Can we both maybe look at me for just a minute and let's refocus? Part of what we want to do today. Can you? Okay. I see that she is maybe upset or going to the bathroom. Can you help me understand what she's thinking and how that behavior is?
I don't know. I mean, there for a while she was on some mood stabilizers. She's not taking them anymore. I think she needs to be back on them, but according to her, she's fine.
Is her behavior and her thinking different when she's not on her mood stabilizer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so has this escalated since she hasn't been on her mood stabilizer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder how open she is to discussing revisiting the mood stabilizer.
I've talked to her about it, but she gets all upset.
Okay.
So I've just given up.
Okay.
Put up with it.
And you would like for some behaviors to be different?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. What would you like to be different?
Well, I mean, not to be arguing all the time.
Not to be arguing.
You know.
And you.
I mean, there's no reason to be arguing. Okay, we disagree about the daughter. You know,
Right.
But it seemed like that disagreement has spread to everything, and she's arguing about everything.
That is a very good point. So
yeah, my mother's living with us. But before my father passed away, she wasn't. Her family lived with us for a while.
Okay, I didn't know that.
No. You're supposed to take care of your parents when they get older.
Okay.
So, you know.
And you're supposed to take care of your daughter too, right?
Yeah.
I hear you saying that.
So I don't know. I mean, I've just given up talking to her about getting
Okay.
back on medicine.
Well, maybe today we can talk about some things that could possibly work on some thinking that might be able
Come back
to
and join us?
change. Would you like to come back and join us?
Sure.
You feel a little bit better?
Feel a little bit better, thank you.
When you got up to leave,
Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom.
you had to go to the bathroom. You seem much calmer.
I am.
Did you do some thinking while you were gone from us? Did you do anything to relax?
No.
Okay.
Just went to the bathroom,
Just
got a
went-
drink of water,
Okay. And stepped out.
and stepped out.
Okay. Well, today, I think that we can't solve everything, but possibly we could maybe hear one another's thinking on maybe just one issue and see how that behavior could possibly change to bring a little bit more harmony. Would you all be interested in talking about that?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Sheila, I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever in the past had any sort of depression or anger issues that seem to get a little bit worse with some thinking that maybe gets uncontrolled at times? How would you describe that?
No, I don't think so. I stand on what I think is right,
Okay. All right.
but
And I'm going to ask a pointed question.
okay.
You're thinking about your daughter,
Yeah.
and your family.
Yeah.
Is that causing you to feel comfortable or very upset?
She's leaving home, and I just.
May I touch your arm?
That's what I did. Kleenex.
Yes, I do. Let me get some Kleenex. I'll be right back. Do you ever pat her when she cries? Is that
Okay.
would that be okay with her?
Apparently it wasn't. So
Okay.
He doesn't understand.
So I was going to ask you, when he reached over to pat you, Tim, what were you thinking about that when she rejected that pat?
I wasn't surprised.
You weren't surprised. And what were you thinking?
Well, he doesn't understand what it's like
Okay.
to be a mom and to spend all your life taking care of your daughter.
Okay.
And it's your only daughter. I mean, we tried to have other kids, but we never had a son, Your mom's upset with me about that, but we didn't have a son, but we have a daughter. And she's a wonderful girl. She's such a good girl. Now she's leaving us.
Well,
She's leaving me.
if she gets married, she's leaving you too.
That's different.
What's different?
Because
She's leaving you.
She's going to have babies, and I'll take care of the babies.
Well, they may not want to have babies.
Of course they'll have babies.
I don't know.
It sounds to me like you both have very different thoughts about your daughter.
I don't think he's showing the thoughts that he does have about our daughter. I think we both love our daughter very much, and we're both very sad that she's leaving.
So we can agree upon that her leaving is probably making you both feel very sad.
You keep saying she's leaving. It's like she's moving off to Australia. We'll never see her again.
Well, she's moving off to college.
Well, that's an hour
Well,
down the road.
she'll talk to you because you're going to be paying for college, and so you'll have that connection. But
So you think when she moves off, she'll never talk to you again?
probably not.
Never
Well,
again.
Sheila,
She'll
let me-
never come home. She'll come home like all the other Americans. When their clothes get dirty and they get hungry, they'll come home.
Sheila, can I ask you a question
Sure.
about thinking? Sometimes when we think that something major is going to change in our life, it seems much bigger, like a huge catastrophic event. And it sounds like right
Do
now,
you have children?
I do have children.
Well, have they left home?
Yes, they have.
And it didn't make you sad?
It made me very sad.
Well, there you go.
And I also got to see them grow and mature. But I also know that it was very frightening. And I think you're very frightened right now. Am I correct about that?
Yeah.
Okay. When you're frightened, tell me what the frightening turns into? Does it turn to anger? Does it turn to sadness? What's the behavior?
I just get confused. I don't know what's what.
Just get confused and okay. And that's
I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. I mean, I'm supposed to be this. I was raised to be a mother, and I was raised to take care of my daughter, and now I don't know what am I supposed to do? What's expected of me? I don't know. I mean, all of a sudden, am I supposed to know what to do? I don't know what to do.
Take care of me. Take care of my mother.
This is
Be glad that our little girl is growing up. You want her to grow up.
I want her to grow up and get married and have babies, and so I can
And
take
live
care of
next
some
door.
babies. That would be wonderful.
So what I hear Sheila saying is she has some pretty black and white thoughts about the prescribed way for your daughter, and I hear you with a little broader thought.
So is that better?
I don't think one's better than the other. My hope
He
is
thinks it's better.
Well, I think it's more normal. I mean, if she gets married,
It's
And-
normal
and the
here in
husband-
America. What's our family gonna think?
what do you mean? What's our family?
What's
gonna
our
think?
family gonna think?
About?
She's 25 and she's not married yet. What are they gonna think?
They're gonna think how smart she is. She's graduating from college. She'll be the first one from our village to graduate from college.
Sheila and Tim. May I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be willing, right now, in this time together, to find one thing that you both think that you can both agree on? And then we'll see what behavior can come from that. What is one thing that you both think and agree upon?
We love our daughter.
We love our daughter. Then how do you show in your behavior that you love your daughter?
Take care of her.
Give her the opportunity to grow.
Okay, the next question is, does she feel the tension between you?
Oh, I'm sure she does.
I wonder how that's affecting her.
It doesn't seem like she's at the house much. She used to be there at the house all the time. Have friends over, but it seemed like lately she hadn't been
So
to the house much.
it could be that the thinking of the parents and the behavior that's come from that has maybe alienated her possibly, and she doesn't know what her place is. Sheila, can you tell me what you
Yeah,
think?
that's
That-
probably
That could be true.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So look, we've agreed upon two things.
Mhm.
You both love your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and you both think possibly the behavior from mom and dad has possibly pushed her out, which is exactly what you don't want to happen. Is that correct? We've made a lot of progress in these few minutes, haven't we?
Yeah, I guess. So we both love our daughter.
Yep. We've made we've made
That's it.
No, it's all right.
Are we speaking Arabic? Could you tell me what you said in Arabic to him? It sounded different than when you first came in.
It's just a word that I use to call him.
Okay. Tim,
Mhm.
I'm going to ask you what you're thinking about her reaching out and touching you right now.
Well, it's been a long time since I told her to reach out and touch me.
And you liked that.
Yeah. I mean, to not have all the friction there.
So this loving behavior, how would you finish that sentence? This loving behavior
Feels good. I hope
feels
it
good.
continues.
Great, and you hope it continues. Sheila, did you hear what he said?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Does that feel good to you?
Mm-hmm.
That behavior of connection?
Mm-hmm.
So Sheila, I'm going to ask you right now. You seem much calmer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help me understand what you're thinking about that? Your behavior is showing calmness.
Well, I just maybe it has been my fault. It's all my fault about wanting to hold on to her, and so I'll try to do better. I'll take the blame.
Well, can I reframe that for you and put that in different words?
Okay.
I think sometimes we, especially as mothers, have a lot of shoulds. Our children should do this and should do that. And what I heard you saying was, should, and I'll feel guilty. And maybe we could start thinking about all the good things that you've done for your daughter. And maybe there isn't any blame.
I'll try.
If you could try to think about that.
I'll try.
I'm feeling calmer because you're feeling calmer.
Got a lot to think about.
That's excellent, excellent. And one of the things that is important to me in our sessions is that what we think about very often turns into our behavior. And I think that you've seen that today. That what you were thinking, what he was thinking, your behavior was coming.
Yeah.
In an escalation, and you're sitting closer, you're reaching out to him, and a slight smile.
Yeah. So I just have to practice not blaming myself, and then
Absolutely.
everything is going to be better. I mean, just like you turn the switch on, and if I start acting better, then the stress is going to go away.
That's an excellent question. I like to use the analogy of people who run or walk or swim. If you haven't worked out in a long time, you're not going to feel better the first time, but the second time and the third time and the fourth time. So I'd like to give you some homework.
Am I the only one that's going to have homework?
Oh, no.
Both give us some homework.
Okay, I just want to make sure,
Both homework. Okay. And you're the one that gave me the idea. If you could practice maybe touching, if that feels good. And Sheila, I heard you really listen to Tim, and I heard you listen to Sheila. And practice one time before you come back next week on something you heard the other person say that you hadn't thought of before. Do you think you could do that?
Yeah, we can do that. Let me write that down.
Here's a pen. And I'm going to give you one more homework.
2 homeworks?
Well, let me get this one down first.
Okay. Take your time. One of the ones we talked about was hoping that you will rethink about feeling guilty, and that behavior would change after that.
Well, as a mother, you can't, you're responsible for the household. How are you supposed to not feel guilty when things go wrong? I mean, it's on your shoulders. It's on your head, the whole household and how it operates. It's our responsibility. I mean, what is that thing that Americans say all the time, if the mother's not happy, nobody's happy? Well,
and you know what? That might be faulty thinking. So I'm going to give you some paperwork to go home and look at. And one of these talks about faulty thinking. And you all can talk about that. Because I think the most important thing I hear is that you want your daughter to be happy.
Yeah, of course we want our daughter to be happy, but
So-
sometimes I just think it's hopeless. I mean, how are things going to change when your family's saying one thing and she wants something else, and because she's a modern American girl. I mean, we're Americans, we were born here, and I know that, but she doesn't understand the pressure that I'm under, that we're
Okay,
under.
but we're thinking about our daughter. And we'd do anything for her, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
so
if we have to bear some pressure from our family for her to be happy, we would do that, right?
Sheila, could you entertain that thought?
sure.
Okay,
Sure.
great. One of the things I would like for you to do for your homework is, I know that you were speaking Arabic when you were upset with Tim.
Well, we speak Arabic when we're upset. We speak Arabic when we're happy. It's just more of a natural flow.
I want you to think about how that makes your daughter feel.
Well, she speaks Arabic too.
But does she feel the tension between you?
Well,
I'm sure she does.
Take some time to think about that. You don't have to
okay.
answer that
All
now.
right. I'll write it down.
Okay, good. Good. And on your piece of paper, there's some things for you to talk about. And do you see anything on this little piece of paper that maybe you would like to work on?
Well, we talked about unhealthy comparisons. You know, that I'm
Very
thinking
good.
about my family and comparing
Very
myself
good.
to them and what are they going to think and so forth. So
Very
I guess
good.
we've talked about that and being afraid of how they're going to judge us.
Very good.
So I guess I could work on that.
That would be an excellent place to start. Excellent place. And when you stepped out of the room, Tim and I talked about,
What y'all talked about me?
I asked
I answer questions. That's
Okay.
what we're here for, right?
I asked him if you had ever had any changes in moods or gotten angry, and if you'd ever had any medication for any of that. And he mentioned that
No
yes,
prescriptions.
No.
Not prescription. No. Just in Lebanon we can just over the counter. I just talked to the pharmacy. I told them I was feeling, a little anxious after our baby was born, and so he helped me out and just gave me some stuff. But I didn't go to the doctor for it. No.
was the medication helpful?
I guess. Yeah.
You think so? Okay. Well, maybe at our next session we could talk about that, because I heard some words like I'm thinking, I feel confused. And sometimes when a child leaves home, that does often leave a mom, especially, feeling a little empty and sad. And it's interesting that you mentioned after she was born and now when she's leaving. That's interesting connection of thinking. You did a nice job.
You're a mother. You think about those things. I mean, your life really starts when you become a mother. All of a sudden.
But you'll always be a mother.
So it sounds like maybe we could work on next week coming to some thoughts and the behaviors of how those play out for your daughter and for your marriage.
Okay.
Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I guess we can do that.
Think you could do
Do
that?
you have time to come next week? Can you get off work?
Yeah.
I can get off work anytime. So
What did you
that's
think about Tim coming today? What did that say to you?
What?
That he took time to come today?
Well, I took time to come today too. I mean,
was it helpful to you that he took time?
Yeah. It's real helpful.
Okay. Because I think it's a little bit more difficult for him to get off work.
Yeah. So I appreciate you coming.
That was very nice. That's the behavior I would like for us to work on.
Okay. All right,
You all have done a very good job.
Well, thank you.
So I would say, do you have any questions?
I'm just worn out. This is exhausting.
And you know what? The work that you have done is exhausting, and you have done a wonderful job. Both of you have. Lots of thinking and lots of changing of behavior
Now
today.
you can take me out to eat, so I don't have to cook for you when we get home.
Okay, what about tomorrow? Take you out again tomorrow?
It'd be nice. It'd be good.
Take
Well,
you out every
Good
night.
idea.
huh?
That's right. We'll bring leftovers home. Take out to your mom. Everybody happy.
Oh,
So I
bring her home the leftovers?
Yeah.
I have one last question.
What?
This laughing between each other,
Mm.
have y'all done that for years?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. You're reconnecting, and that's what we want to do. So if you're exhausted,
I am.
how about
You're
we?
probably too tired to go out and eat.
No. Mr. Buzak
And so she's speaking Arabic in a
Yeah.
funny way now.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
I just told him I wanted to get ice cream too.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe you can bring me ice cream next time.
All right.
Yeah.
You all have done a wonderful job.
What kind do you like? We'll bring it for you.
I love vanilla.
Vanilla.
So thank you.
Okay,
Yes,
we'll
kind of
bring you
plain.
some vanilla.
Would you all like to come back next week and continue
Sure.
some work?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. You've done an excellent job of thinking and an excellent job of switching some behavior.
Thank you.
So, same
Nice.
time next week,
Sounds good.
Sheila. I know you're exhausted, so take care.
Okay.
Tim,
All right.
thank you.
Sure.
I'm so glad.